Hello guys, welcome back. In this lecture, I am going to explain how to call a structure using a arrow operator. So, without any delay, let's get started. I want to open struct.cpp, which we have already programmed in our previous section. So, you can see here, this is all we have already done and already understood line by line. So in this programming we have used the dot operator, so to call the structure inside main. Now I am going to use the arrow operator. This is the arrow operator. Okay, so using arrow operator also we can call a function. Other than dot we can use arrow. Okay, so yeah, so when to use arrow, if you remember during my lecture on structure, I have told you I will explain this arrow operator once I have explained you the pointers. So we use this operator when we use the pointers. Okay, so I am going to call using the pointers. So see, I am using the first method which we have discussed then. Instead of order 1 and order 2 placing here, okay, just remove this. So in this structure there is an order ID, order address, and the address and the name we have already declared, and we have directly given this. We have directly given these values. So one thing I want to change here, I want to give, or I want to take the input from the output screen and I want to show it to you guys. Okay, and I want to show it to the user what are the things I have taken from the output. So instead of using two orders, for our simplification I want to include only one order. Okay, so I'm going to copy all, I'm going to comment all these things. The order 2 only I'm going to show you the order 1. So I'm going to comment all the order 2 things, and in order 1 I'm going to take the input from the user instead of passing directly here. So and also I want to use an arrow operator instead of the dot operator. So what I'm going to use, I'm going to use the pointers. Okay, so here is the pointer, this is the order, and here I need to pass a pointer. Okay, star order 1, order 1, instead of order 1, order ptr1, pointer 1 comma order 1. Okay, so what I'm doing here, I'm passing a not string, I'm passing a pointer and the order instance. Okay, so this is a pointer. So whenever we use pointer, we use an arrow operator instead of a dot operator. And the next thing I want to do, I want to print it. Okay, what to print? I'm going to print enter order ID. So order ID, I'm going to ask the user to enter the order ID, and I want to scan. What I want to scan, order ID would be integer, so it's %d comma, and I'm going to store it in order pointer 1. Okay, so I'm going to store it ampersand order pointer 1. Okay, order ptr1. so order ptr1 contains order ID. Okay, order, you can see order ID here. Okay, the next thing, so order ID, we are taking the input from the user. The next thing we need to do, printf, enter the next thing is address, address, enter the address. Okay, before address I'm going to ask the name. Okay, after name I'm going to ask the address. Okay, enter the address. I want to scan this. What I want to scan it, I want to scan it as a string %s, comma, ampersand order ptr1. Since we are calling with order ptr1, we need to store name. Okay, and I want to remove this name thing here, and I'm going to print and ask the user to enter the address. Okay, and now I'm going to scan this. Scanf %s, comma, where we need to store inside the pointer. Okay, since we are using arrow operator, we need to store it in the pointer. So I hope you understood up to here. So now what we are going to do, we're going to call this, okay, print order. Here we are calling print order of order 1. Okay, so instead of calling it in such a way, we have named it as pointer, right? We are getting it in pointers, this thing. So we need to call it using this name. Okay, so in place of order 1, we have to place the pointer. Okay, and now the changes here, what we need to change, we need to change void print order struct, this is the keyword, and order and struct order, and this is the order ptr. Okay, the new instance is order ptr, and I'm going to declare here also order ptr. Okay, the next thing I want to do, I want to change, this is order ptr dot order id, the same thing everywhere, because we have changed the instances. Okay, since we are using the pointers, I have changed the ptr pointer so that you guys can have the difference between order and order ptr. Okay, so you can also keep a order here and you can keep it as it is, but I have kept the ptr since you need to get distinguished between the dot operator and the arrow operator. Okay, and now why I have kept the dot operator here, because we are not changing the printing method. Okay, this method hasn't been changed. Okay, this structure, we are passing the values here instead of a star ptr, we are passing values. Okay, so we have passed, instead of passing this thing, we have passed like this, so no need to enter the arrow marks. Okay, so this is basically the arrow operator instead of dot operator. So whenever, okay, first let us check this 1 2 3 order id, and okay, now we haven't mapped this, right? We haven't, it's the basic thing to do, and I forget, and you guys don't forget to do such silly mistakes. Okay, so order ptr1 should be mapped, right? We have declared it here, but we have initialized it, but we haven't declared it yet. Okay, so order ptr1, what do order ptr1 do? Order ptr1 will store the address of order 1, isn't it? We are storing order 1 address inside this order ptr1, okay, pointer. So I'm going to execute this. I'm going to enter the id, I'm going to enter my name, and I'm going to enter address as India, and you can see the order id is 1 2 3, the ordered person name is Ajay, the ordered address is India. So instead of address, I think it's better to keep country. We cannot give full address, right? Now, so what's the mistake I have done? I haven't mapped this. Okay, I have initialized, I have declared it, but I haven't initialized it. So don't forget to initialize such, don't do such silly mistakes. Okay, just try to initialize this. Okay, so we have declared it, but what will it store? It will store the address of order 1, and we are passing it here, and we are taking the output from here. It's a very simple thing. What I have done, I have just changed the previous code from dot to arrow marks. Okay, so I told you I'll explain this dot operator at the time after completing the structure, pointers. So after completing pointers, I have explained you this lecture. That's it, guys. That's it about today's lecture. If you get confused somewhere, just pause the video, try to check each and every code, every piece of code in this program, and if you have any doubt, post it in the chat window below. And also, guys, before posting any question, just check if the question you posted has been answered previously or not by some other student or by me. Okay, so first check it and then post the question. Okay, guys, that's it about this lecture today. I hope you understand, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.